and welcome finally back to the Late Night Gaming Show here on CGNgames.com. I am your host, Tim Finch, and this to the left of me is Jodie Foote, who's joining me for this wonderful episode. Hi. So it's great to be back. We've spent about a month and a bit not doing anything because I've been really ill for nearly a month, and then just as we were about to start, Jodie decided to get ill too. And Mike was ill, so I couldn't even source him in for it. It was just an absolute nightmare. But I'm still not fully better, but I'd say I'm about 60% of the way there. But I just couldn't stay away from all you lovely people right now. So we had to get back on it, didn't we?
We did.
So just some housekeeping. We're going to just tell you a little bit about how the structure is going to change a little bit, and some other cool stuff that's happened recently. Yeah. So before we get to the structure, we actually had our first video that we put up that hit over 1,000 views already. Woo! So I know in the grand scheme of YouTube, that's not that impressive, but we've only been going since October.
Yeah.
So for us, it's really cool. We just got our 50th subscribers. So all you new people, nice to see you. Hope you enjoy the show. But yeah, that's really cool for us, and we're gonna try doubly hard to give you all the great content that we hope you love and enjoy. Mm-hmm. So that's our first few milestones. We hit 500 views and we were like, oh, we've done really well. And we put it on our Facebook page, and then lo and behold, literally next day it shot up. And it's still going up now. So if you want to check out apparently our most popular video by a mile, we did an unboxing of the limited edition Monster Hunter World PS4 Pro, which is really cool. We'll have a link in the description if you wanna go and check that out. Some structure changes. So in the past, with the Late Night Gaming Show, we've been putting up part 1, part 2, part 3 of each episode up. Mm-hmm. We think it's got a little bit confusing. There's kind of videos all over the place. So we're going to streamline it all. We're just going to put up one full episode every Thursday, and they are usually about an hour long. We talk about tons of different stuff. It's not so it's split up nicely, but you can then watch it at your own pace. You can decide when you want to stop. If you want to watch the whole thing all the way through, you have that option. But it's just going to be well easier. Every single Thursday, and probably in the evening, you're going to get a drop of the Late Night Gaming Show. So that's going to be really cool. And on our website, we are currently reviewing Monster Hunter World, which is our first game review that we are doing. In case you are new to what we do, so we are a little bit different in that we do the game review like normal. So we give you a game score at the end, we fill you in on all of the how good the game is and everything, but then we have something called the morality score. We are called the CGNgames, which stands for the Christian Gaming Network. So we are both Christians, so we kind of give you our sort of Christian perspective on games. So we give you what we call, where we have the game score, which is your typical like how good the game is, and then we have the morality score, which is basically us telling you what's in the games, what to watch out for, and then we try and sort of have a discussion around the things that are in the game. So a good one that we did reasonably recently, we talked about Call of Duty World War II, and we enjoyed the game, it was fun. But then we talked about the ins and outs of is it okay to have World War II as sort of an entertainment thing, and it's generated a really good discussion. And that's kind of what we're about. We just want to have a really cool community that can come together and just chat about different things. So we give you our little perspective, warn you about what's in games, maybe what to watch out for. If you're wanting to buy games for kids or friends, you know exactly what you're getting into. But then we have a discussion over things like that. So it's really cool. So this is just our opinion. And then you get your say too. So our reviews for now will be going up on our website, which is www.cgngames.com. We'll have a full written review up there with loads of cool pictures and all sorts. You can see the final scores. And then after a little bit, we're going to start doing video reviews, which I think probably most of you, that's what you're most excited for. And we are going to get there, but we both do have full-time jobs. So we are trying to do as much as we can for you guys. So if you want to check that out, feel free. So that's kind of our structural changes, but on a Friday, we're hoping that every Friday we can put up a brand new review for you, a full review, rather than the quick ones that we've been doing in this show. So that was a lot to take in, but it's worth it, and I think hopefully it'll be more streamlined and you can actually enjoy the show a little bit more. Definitely. So that's all of the housekeeping stuff. So just before Christmas, this is episode 7. So if you are looking through the archives, you'll be thinking, hold on a minute, there's only up to episode 4. But we had severe technical difficulties for 2 episodes. But we do still have the footage. So we are still calling this episode 7. But what we're going to do is, rather than just trying to fumble it around and all sorts of issues with it, we're gonna throw up some videos of the best bits from those episodes, because there was some really, really funny bits and some really cool bits that we did. So we'll be throwing them up just over the course of the next week or so. Should be getting lots of goodies. So yeah, we're all good. So without further ado, Jodie, are you ready?
I am ready.
Ready to start off this brand new year?
I am.
With episode 7 of Late Night Gaming Show. So, of course, as always, we're going to be starting with section 1, which is Joke of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
All right, welcome back. So, just to explain how Joke of the Week works, I bring a terrible video game related joke. I basically share it. And if Jodie laughs, I get a point. If she doesn't laugh, she gets a point. So what we're going to do is we are going to recap the, I think it's the last 5 episodes. So what's going to happen is we're going to give you a quick, almost like best bits of the last Joke of the Weeks that we've had. And we're going to find out who won the 2017 Joke of the Week challenge. So we're going to go joke, boom. So you ready? Enjoy. What is Mario's favourite play? I'm laughing already.
What is Mario's favourite play?
Mario's favourite play, Jodie, is Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia!
Yeah, it is. You do understand the joke, right? Because he's
joke.
Italian, Mamma Mia.
Yeah. And it's just really sad.
Right, okay, we're going to count that as a resounding loss. So, Jodie, this joke requires no answer from you. Just listen, just enjoy. All right, you ready? My girlfriend just left me because of my overwhelming obsession with Assassin's Creed. I tried to explain to her that I can't Altair the past. She's almost there. No. Do you get it? Altair the past, like alter the past, but Altair. Does that count as a laugh? I think that counts as a laugh. Yes. It only took to episode 2 to get 1 laugh, so I want that on the screen. 1 point to Timmy. So it's 1-1. And you won the first one. Would you like a Minecraft-related joke or a Yoshi-related joke?
A Yoshi-related joke.
Oh, God, I'm glad you said that, because that is actually the best one. Okay, you ready?
Go on.
Are you prepared? How does Yoshi feel? I'm laughing myself. How does Yoshi feel when he gets hurt?
I don't know. How does Yoshi feel when he gets hurt, Tim?
Dinosaur. I know you're laughing inside. Right, let me just say that again. What does Yoshi feel when he gets hurt? Dinosaur.
I got so reels in this game. That is so bad. That is such a bad joke.
All I said was say the joke again. And this is going to be a first for CGNgames. This is going to be a first Yo Mama joke.
Oh, no.
So I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm feeling I really like this one. I just read it. It was the first one I read, and I was like, that's it. I'm done.
Okay,
you ready?
Don't build it up anymore.
To try not to laugh myself. Okay, here we go. Yo Mama's so stupid. She bought tickets to Xbox Live.
No.
Like, she bought tickets to Xbox thinking it was a concert, but it's not. It's a service on the Xbox.
Funny.
Oh, it's a little bit. There's a smile there. There's
a smile, but it's not laugh worthy.
Oh, it was.
It's not
I'm actually
worthy.
crying a little bit. And it's kind of funny because I feel like my mum would do this. No, I'm not saying she's stupid. I'm just saying she doesn't get it. I'm actually going to give you a little bit of insight into my childhood right now. I feel like this is time. My mum, the way she'd punish me as a child is she'd come into my room and she'd be like, Tim, you've done this or you've not done this. Turn off your machines. Now, she called games consoles machines, which to me was funny anyway. So I'd just sit there and I'd go, okay, if you can work out how to turn it off. So I used to just sit there while my mum would be like, just looking around. And at the time, as well. I had a GameCube in my room, and it had a big white button that said power on it, but she couldn't for the life of her work out how to switch it on.
Final round!
What does a gorilla wear to the beach?
What does a gorilla wear to the beach?
She's already laughing. A donkey thong. Oh, I think that's a definite win. That is a definite win for me. On that one.
Oh, probably that.
I feel like I should get double points for that one. Oh gosh.
That's pretty good, that.
So, thank you. So to sum up, what does a gorilla wear to the beach? A donkey thong.
What you been playing this week?
Okay, welcome back. So this is now section 2, which is what have we been playing this week? So instead of what have we been playing this week, it's going to be what have we been playing over the last month and a half that we haven't been around for. So Jodie, why don't you kick us off? What have you been playing over Christmas and over your illness period?
I've been playing quite a lot, actually. Quite enjoyed it. Been playing Fortnite. It seems to be a big one at the minute for everyone.
Yeah.
Bit of Destiny 2. And then, of course, when I was here, I tried out the Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yes.
Bit of Fortnite. Not Fortnite. A bit of Forza. And then I even tried your VR while you were away.
Oh, yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yes.
How did you find that?
I thought it was amazing.
So it's your first experience of VR, isn't it?
It was. I tried the PlayStation World thing that you get with it, and it was just so cool because they have these little robots, they're like that, about that big on the screen, and you just played mini games with them, and they're so cute as well. So I was meant to go.
Oh, you must have played on the Playroom. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, that was it.
I've not even played that myself. So
it was amazing. It was amazing. They were just so cute. That's the thing. That's mainly did it, and I was just like, this is boss.
So one thing I'm interested in, I hope you don't mind me asking you this question, but what I was interested in with you trying it. So obviously, for people who don't know, you have a little bit of a problem with your eyesight. Yeah. Did that actually affect your VR experience at all? Because that's what I was really interested in, to know whether that.
No, it didn't. Do you know what? I thought it was a lot better because you could sit. The great thing is that I thought I'd test this out, and you could sit and play another game on the VR, as it's in a bigger screen, and it was a lot better than looking up at the screen than looking at things. But it still came on the screen as if you were playing in VR anyway, and it was just so much easier. And it stopped all the brightness of stuff like lights and stuff going on the screen and bouncing into your eyes and stuff. So it was actually, I think it's, if you've got an eye problem, that's the way to go.
I'm really impressed with that because I wasn't sure because of the way it worked whether you having a visual impairment would actually mean it just didn't work properly because of just how it works. But that's amazing if it actually so it actually enhanced your gaming experience. Because actually if I'm playing a normal game and like you're saying, I don't really think it's as good. I mean, I expected it to be really good, but I think my expectations for VR was through the roof. But that's really cool with that where else, so maybe definitely. If any of you have similar issues, that's something you could try. But that's really cool.
It's amazing.
Okay, so what have I been playing?
What have you been playing tonight?
So, I mean, I literally had I was ill for 4 weeks officially, but I was actually off work for 3 weeks. It was absolutely horrendous. But that meant I had a lot of time to sit there. I actually got to the point where I was bored because I was I just hadn't want to go back to work, but I couldn't. But basically, I really tried to take the time to finish off some games I really wanted to finish off. So I finished off Call of Duty World War II. I finally forced myself to platinum Final Fantasy 15. So I'd actually already finished the main game and all that, but right at the end of the game, there's a bunch of end game stuff once you finish the main story, and you the last trophy I needed was to beat what they call the Adamantoise. I think it takes about between 40 minutes to an hour to beat. That's how long it took me anyway. So it goes on for quite a while, and it's just this massive giant turtle. Sounds lame, but it's boss. It's about the size of a mountain.
Wow.
It actually has a mountain on its back. But I just refused to do it because I was like, I wanted to do absolutely everything in the game, and it takes forever to do all the extra bits. And then I just thought, sack it, I'm just going to do it. So I beat it and I platinumed it. One of my favourite games of that year. So I'm happy that happened. So I platinumed that. And then I thought, I got around to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
Finished that, and I was like, I'm going to platinum this. I just decided I'm going to do it. So I went through, got every single trophy, finished the game. One trophy wouldn't pop.
Oh.
And it was basically, the trophy was I felt like something was going to go wrong from the start, but it was get it's kill 3 robots from using it's something like death from above thing or something. So basically, like, you'll be high up, you press a button and she like dives down and takes it out. Killed about 20, 30, just wouldn't work. Looked on message boards and there was like loads of people who had the same issue. So I literally have got every trophy apart this one, and it's a bronze as well.
Oh, it's not like bronze. Gold, however.
No, so I was absolutely devastated. I like wanted that platinum so bad. So I finished that. I played a lot of Splatoon 2. A lot of Splatoon. I got well back into it. I went around my brother's house and we had a few games of like the competitive like maps and stuff, and like just totally got back into it. So I've been absolutely loving that. Oh gosh, what else have I played? I mean, I've just played so much. Got back into Final Fantasy 14 Online, which is an MMO. Love that. Gosh, it just doesn't end. I must have. It's just. I tried Assassin's Creed Origins, like you said. I really enjoyed that. What else? There is more. There is a lot more. So yeah, I've been busy. I was actually really disappointed that I didn't get to play on the VR more, because I tried out Skyrim on it, and it was just an incredible experience, like being in that world, like literally being in that. When I shooting arrows like this at dragons while they're flying through the sky, and it's like you're just there. It's just it's just like it's like having your first gaming experience. That's what it was like. It was like I wanted to cry. It was just so good. So I'm disappointed that I didn't really get to play on that because I just didn't feel well enough to do it. So that was disappointing. And then obviously I've been playing Monster Hunter World over the last week. I've been really enjoying it. I'll give my first impressions in a little bit. Obviously there's going to be a big full review on it.
Definitely.
So it's been really exciting. There is probably another 20 games that I've been playing that I just can't think of right now. But my gosh, it's been nice having that catch-up time. Try and finish stuff off that I've not had a chance to. But yeah, so anything else that you want to add that you've been playing before we move on, or is that it?
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that I played, because I played so much. I just couldn't even tell you half the stuff that I played. I need to bit of kill time.
So. Yeah, I was like completely out of it for most of it as well. So there's some games I just couldn't concentrate on. Yeah. But yeah, it's been good. It's been fun. Okay then, so we're going to move on to our next section, which is, of course, the news.
It's time for some news, yeah. It's time for some news.
Welcome back. It's time for section 3, which is the news. So we're going to be going over not just what's usually we'll just go over what's gone on in the week, but we're going to share a bit more about what's happened in the whole of January, because we've obviously missed a lot. But I think one of the biggest announcements of the year so far was the announcement of Nintendo Labo. Came out of absolutely nowhere. So we already had a Nintendo Direct that people were either, like, everyone was excited for it, but some people were disappointed, some people were really happy with how it went. I think it was like a week later, they're like, we're going to be announcing a new way to play. Everyone's like, I feel like people come up with rubbish predictions like, oh, it's just going to be Super Smash Brothers. That's literally not even a new game, so that's clearly not what it is. But then they made the genius move, the UK Nintendo Twitter. They've just put out, this is going to be a new experience targeted at kids. And I feel like that changed everything when they said that. Because if they hadn't said that, you would have had all these fully grown men and women like dead excited and then go, are you messing? But they put that up and the trailer started and I was like, what the heck is this? What the heck is this? And it just kept going and it literally blew my mind. So for those of you who don't know, essentially Nintendo created, you will go and buy a box set and it'll come with some cardboard with like cutouts, and then you pop them out and then you fit them all together and you make some like crazy contraption that you actually put your Switch into and your Joy-Cons, and you can play in different ways. So for example, there'll be a piano. You literally build a working piano out of cardboard, put your Joy-Cons in different parts of it and stuff, slot the Switch on the top of it, and then you can play a piano with it. And it actually knows what it's just absolutely crazy. There's another big robot one, and then they pulled off the back of this pack of the robot, and all these parts were moving back and forth. I just was like, wow. So what's your impression of Nintendo Labo? What did you think?
I literally looked at it and I was like, why are they just giving us cardboard? And I kind of thought, this is a rip-off. We're paying for cardboard. That's what's going to happen. And then like I saw all the little things that go inside it, and I was like, actually, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like, but otherwise, I wouldn't have give it two looks. But yeah.
I feel like there's two camps on this. There's the people who are like, this is so clever, this is so smart, like it looks so much fun and all this. And then you got the other people who are literally like,
it's a piece of cardboard.
You're paying how much for cardboard? But I think the thing is that everyone seems to, I feel like that's a cool way of just getting at it, but you do actually get a full game with it.
Yeah.
So for example, in the UK, I think the variety pack, which gets you like 5 different, they call them Toy-Cons. See the smart. Yeah. I think it costs 70 quid. So if you think about it, a game is 50, so you're basically paying £20 to get these 5 different things. So I mean, I think it's actually priced pretty reasonable. I think the fact that it's cardboard doesn't really change that. And you've got to think about like you're paying for the game, you're paying for the fact that they've developed all these toys. And it's like okay, if you don't think it's worth it, then you go out and just get some cardboard and you make a piano out of that. It ain't gonna happen, is it? It ain't gonna happen. So you're paying for all the development time, then you are paying for the printing of it and all that. So I mean, I think it's priced reasonably fair.
Yeah.
But I can't like, it's the most creative I've ever seen a games company. Like, it's just so smart, and I think kids are gonna love it. So your prediction, so this comes out in, I think it's April or May. Do you think it's going to be successful? Like, do you think it's going to be something that continues, or do you think this is going to be a one-off thing that doesn't really take off?
I think that people are going to underestimate it, and like at first they'll just be like, no, but then they're going to have that friend that's going to get it, and they're just going to be like, this is amazing, I'm going to get it for my kids, or I'm going to whatever, because it's one of them. Even with Nintendo, they don't bother about looking at what's going on around, and they're like, oh, this is a good idea, let's do it. Like, don't care about the world. They're just like, yeah, this looks cool, let's do it. So it's one of them. I think that I think it's going to do well, but it's going to take time to do well.
Well, from what I heard, in America, I think it got to it got announced. I think in America you could pre-order it straight away, and it went to number 2 on Amazon straight away. So I mean, it's people are clearly excited about it. I think the same. I think people are going to severely underestimate how big this is, and I think Nintendo know it. If you look on the actual packaging of it, so the variety box says number 1 on it, and the robot says number 2. So they're clearly planning more. I think. Well, in the actual trailer, they actually showed some of the Toy-Cons. Yeah, but they showed Toy-Cons that aren't going to be available straight away. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. There was like a weird bird when you squeezed, and it made it flap, things like that. But I think they're going to bring in those. But I think this could be something pretty huge. Yeah. I just think it depends how they handle it afterwards. To me, it would have been better actually to just have one game cartridge, because you get a different game for both of them. Just have one games cartridge that they could just update all the time. Yeah, and then they just sold different packs of cardboard and just sold for like 20 quid each. I think that would have been better, because I mean, the thing is, to me, I think 60 or 70 quid for your first one or whatever, I think that's okay. But then if it's going to be that much for every single one, I think that's where parents might be like, it's not like Skylanders where you're dropping a tenner at a time, you're dropping 70 or 80 quid. So maybe they'll do that later on, but I think it's going to do really well. And I'm going to get one. not just because I'm obsessed with Switch, but Beth, my wife, is like really creative and stuff, and she saw it, she was like, this looks boss, and I was like, I'm going to get you to make them, and then I'm going to play with them. So yeah.
Typical men.
I mean, that's the thing. I think for adults, it's probably going to be a thing where you enjoy making it or whatever, and then you have like a quick 10, 20 minute go. I don't think you're going to play that much, but I think for kids, if you are like a parent with like a kid around 10 years old, I think this is absolutely perfect. You build it with your kid, they have fun with it, and then you play with it together.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect for that age group.
Definitely.
So number 2, Dark Souls Remastered was the big announcement out of the first Nintendo Direct of the year. I am a massive Dark Souls fan. I played the very first game that was actually a PS3 exclusive called Demon Souls. It does sound way worse than it actually is.
Definitely sounds way
opinion.
worse than what it is.
But I, over Christmas actually, or over the last couple of weeks, I actually decided I wanted to get back into Bloodborne, which is it's kind of like a sequel, spiritual successor to Dark Souls, but that's a PlayStation 4 exclusive. I just really love the difficulty of it and the craziness of it. It's a really hard game. If you've never played it before, just play the first 10 minutes. See how many times you die. That's part of the fun. We should do that with Jodie. We should do a little video on that, Jodie. We'll put you on the game and see how many times you die in 10 minutes.
We'll try it.
But it's really cool. So I'm kind of excited for that, and especially because it's on the Switch. But it is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Yeah. I don't think you played Dark Souls before.
No,
so maybe this could be your first time.
It's just the title puts me off.
Maybe that's what we need to do then. We'll play Dark Souls. I'll put you on the game for the first 10 minutes. Let's see how many times you die. That could be our feature. Okay, number 3. This has been a massive thing that's been causing rumblings all over the place. So Xbox Game Pass, if you don't know, is a £10 for us, $10 in America. You pay one £10 fee and you get access to like 100 games. It's basically Netflix for games. That's essentially what it is. But they're going to be adding all first-party games to it. So as they come out, day and date. So Sea of Thieves is coming out in March. As soon as it releases, the first day, it's going to be on Xbox Game Pass. So essentially, instead of paying $60 for the game, you're going to be paying a tenner instead to stream it. Not stream it, you actually download it, but to get access for it for a month.
I think that's boss.
And that includes State of Decay 2 that's going to be coming out this year. It includes... what's it called now? It's gone out of my head. It'll come back to me. But the other game that looks... Crackdown 3. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That looks... It looks bad. It doesn't look like a good game at all. I'm sorry for people who love Crackdown. But anyway, so yeah, you're going to be able to get all these games straight away. What's your thoughts, Jodie? Because then this brings into the question... What is going to happen with physical games? But what do you think about this? So do you think it's a good deal? What do you think about it?
Oh, of course it's a good deal. You know what I mean? £10 and you get like the latest games coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think for Xbox, this is like the last card they can hand out pretty much. You know what I mean? To try and get people in. Like for me, I don't have an Xbox, and if you look back on the previous things, I actually played the Scorpio edition of the Xbox for the first time.
Xbox One X.
Yeah, for the first time I'd ever played an Xbox, and it was just like, yeah, it's good. But then when you hear this deal, you think, even if you've not got an Xbox, you're like, that's better than PlayStation. Just go get it. You get all the latest games. You don't have to play your PlayStation anymore. So I think it's a good deal. But yeah.
So yeah, I think for me, it sounds really great, and it is a good deal. Absolutely, if you were going to buy those 3 games, it's a good deal. I think my issue with it, so it is only first-party games, so things like, EA's games aren't going to be coming to it, Ubisoft games, all those third-party games aren't going to be coming to it day and date. But I'm like, I just don't think the games are that great. This is Xbox's problem. Their exclusives just aren't that good. It's not. Some people love Halo, some people love Gears of War. I mean, I've played them as well, and I like them, but it's not Uncharted. It's not Horizon Zero Dawn. It's not these like PlayStation are putting massive games out all the time. They're exclusive to the system, so their games are just better, and I'd pay more to play better games. So to me, I think that I don't think it's just like a short term thing. I think they're looking at the future, and they want millions of people to sign up to this, and this to be their main way of putting stuff out for the future. So I think it's more about the future, but to me, I think they're not bothered about throwing these games out there for free, because I think that they're predicting that the sales for these games are going to be very low, like in the 1 million mark, something like that. So I think they're just like, let's just throw it on there, because if we can get 20 million people to download it rather than 1 million people buying it, then that's making them more money over the long period of time. But that's the thing. I'm just like, the games just aren't that good. I'm like, State of Decay 2, like some people are proper excited about it, but I'm like, the last one you could get it on Xbox for like a tenner, I think it was, or 20 quid. So I'm like, I don't even know, is this a full price game? I'm like, Crackdown 3 has not been shaping up good at all. Like the previews have not been good. And then there's Sea of Thieves, which looks pretty good, but I feel like it's getting pumped up so much because it's literally Xbox's only decent exclusive. So I'm kind of like this. To me, it depends on how good the exclusives are going forward after that. They have said that Halo and Gears of War and stuff are going to be a part of that, but it's like, we could be waiting like 2 more years for those games, you know what I mean? So I'm like that. But I think it's cool that like Sea of Thieves, which I was on the road about, like I'll totally pay a tenner and download it, beat it in a month, and then cancel my subscription. But I think they're hoping people will stick with it, won't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that was an interesting one. Now retail shops are really not happy about it, and that's what we're going to be looking at in our topic of the week, about that contention between the two. So stick around for that. It's going to be really interesting. Number 4, Microsoft is rumoured to be buying EA and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Well, the people who own that. I don't know what to say other than, what a load of rubbish. Yeah. Like, there is no way that's... I could see him buying PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah, not EA though.
But I feel like that would be a really stupid investment, to be perfectly honest with you. Mainly because I don't... Now, I might get a lot of hate for this right now, but I don't think PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is going to be massive for that long. It's already been rumoured that... there was the thing it put out recently that there's going to be a new Battlefield game this year, which we all expected. But they've actually said some of the development has been impacted by PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So to me, they're going to put in that... I think they're going to put in a Battle Royale mode. And I'm like, all these games are going to start putting them in, and someone's going to do it better, because... I'm sorry, but I have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and it runs like rubbish. I've got a proper good PC. I've got an Xbox One X. It doesn't run well. The graphics are not good. I don't even really feel like the gameplay feels that great. The idea of the whole thing is good, and I've played it a fair bit because it does have that. But to me, it just takes someone coming to do it better. And I mean, people are already playing Fortnite a ton, and I'm like, how much is that taken away from the... I mean, they've got millions of people playing it, so I don't think it's like anytime soon it's going. But I just think if Battlefield come and it's like pinpoint perfect, I'm like, why would I play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds when I can play them?
It's true.
So I could see him buying that, but I think it would be silly too, especially while the value of it's way up, because I think it's going to come down. But then buying EA, like, yeah, I don't think FIFA, Madden, like all the Star Wars games, I can't see that being exclusive to Xbox. Like, there's just no way. Surely not.
Not at all.
I think they've toyed with the idea. I think there might have been a conversation about it, but I'm like, EA is huge. Like, they would have to drop so much money for that. And Microsoft's got unlimited amounts of money, but I just think, I mean, if they did do that, that's bad for gamers. It just is. But it'd certainly be an interesting move. So do you think it's going to happen, Jodie?
I think not with EA, but the other one, possibly.
Possibly. I mean, this is the thing. It's just like, how desperate are Microsoft, I guess. Like, if they're that desperate and they're worried that much that Xbox is going down the pan, then maybe they might make a latch to make a ridiculous purchase. Yeah. But I just can't see EA going for that. It's like they're literally like, if not the biggest games development company in the world. So I'm like,
I don't think I know any game that doesn't know EA. Like, everyone knows EA, no matter what.
And I'm just like, I don't think Microsoft's that well known for buying up companies anyway. Like, the most high profile one I feel like they bought was Rare, and then all they did was make Kinect Sports. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just think it'd be crazy if they did that, but you never know. Number 5, Anthem has been delayed to 2019. So this is EA's answer to Destiny, basically, which everyone was really excited about. And Destiny's kind of gone woo down the pan. So I think they've panicked. Gone back to the drawing board. But are you excited about Anthem?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
I'm like, I don't know. It looks all right. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see when it comes out. Number 6. Nintendo Switch outsells Wii U in 10 months. So the whole time Wii U's been out, Switch has already surpassed it. So they have reached 14.5 million units. Now, I just have to do this comparison because I don't think we understand how crazy this is, because in the same amount of time, so in this 10-month period, Nintendo Switch has not only it's eclipsed the Wii U's total sales, but in comparison to PS4, it's actually sold more in the same amount of time than PS4, which was the fastest selling console to now. Like, can we just take that in for a moment? Like, we think that PS4, like PlayStation, is like on top of the world, and Nintendo have beat them. Like, what? Now, I don't think they're going to get to the sales figures they are long term, but like, that's insane.
It is.
That's insane.
That's literally the fastest growing console.
It's crazy. Now, do you like? Because what I've noticed, like even like chatting to people over Christmas, and like even like some younger kids as well. Like, it just seemed like everybody got Switches for Christmas.
I know.
Literally everybody.
We had our youth group back about 2 weeks ago, and they literally I just went, "What did you get for Christmas?" And they went, "Switches." I was like, "Oh, fair enough."
And then on top of that, it was like, "What games did you get?" And then straight away, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and Mario Kart Deluxe. You know, it's like those 3 games. That's what everybody gets.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure Mario Odyssey sold something like 8.5 million copies as well or something. So it's like,
so well.
It's just insane how well the Switch is doing. So I'm just like, do not stuff it up this year, Nintendo. Like, you've already kind of been a bit rocky with your last Nintendo Direct. Don't ruin this now. You've got all the momentum going for you. And we will get Jodie to get one.
It's coming. I promise.
Okay, number 7. So I already alluded to this, but I blatantly said it. There's a new Battlefield game coming out in 2018. We all knew it, and guess what? I don't care. I mean, I'll play it. I enjoy it, but I mean, like, I knew it was going to happen, so it's not really news.
No.
Welcome to the news section of the show. Okay, number 8. So this is brand new today, information from today. I can't believe this is happening, but Mario Kart Tour is going to be, has just been announced in the shareholders meeting for Nintendo. Just got announced for mobile. I can't believe they're bringing out a Mario Kart for mobile.
I'm so excited.
I think there's going to be a lot of people excited, but I'm so surprised, because that is like one of the biggest games, and I'm like, well, I mean, like, obviously it's not going to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it's going to be its own thing. But like, I just would have thought they would have wanted to just let it ride out like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just surprised that they're bringing out. And how full is it going to be? Is it going to cost money like Mario Run, or is it going to be free and be some rubbish free to play? I just can't believe it's happening. No excuses.
I think if they're going to price it and they price it right, I think everyone's just going to go for it.
I know, but I think they're going to do it with like the success of Animal Crossing, and like obviously the outrage over paying a decent price for a game that's good for like Super Mario Run. I think they're going to do it free to play, and I'm like, how's that even going to work?
I know.
Are you going to have to pay gas bills or something to drive, or it's like you're like like halfway through a race and it's like out of gas. You got to pay £1 to fill up. Like, what the heck?
Because you just imagine.
But yeah, so
you might have to pay for races though.
Don't say that.
Could you imagine you get 5 free races a day? I'm not encouraging this.
That.
5 free races a day, and then you got to pay so much.
But then I'm like, I kind of like Nintendo have stressed like how much they hate that model, like of like blocking you from being able to play. Because like Animal Crossing, you can just carry on going.
Yeah.
But then you can just, I don't really have a problem with like buy tickets to speed this up or whatever, like it was. But it's like, but then you could just keep playing for as long as you wanted. So I really hope they don't do that. But I'm like, how else are they going to get money out of you? Because it's not even like, I don't think like customization parts is like going to entice you that much. I don't know. Yeah. They're going to have to be very careful. That's all I'm saying. Definitely. Very careful. And then finally, number 9, Illumination Studios that make Despicable Me, one that you are a massive fan of.
Yes, I should have brought my little minions.
Which doesn't make sense how you like Minions, but you don't like the rabbits.
Oh, I can't stand him.
But anyway.
Just can't stand him.
Illumination Studios have been announced officially. It was rumoured for ages, but like it's been officially announced again at the shareholders meeting that they are making the Super Mario movie. So I'm excited for a good Super Mario movie. If you've ever seen the really old one, it's hilarious. Everyone should watch it. But this might actually be a good Mario movie. So Nintendo are on top at the moment. They are destroyed.
They are.
So there you go. So that's all the news for today. Over the sort of like the best bits from the month. But that's the news over. So we're going to go into section 4, which is what is out this week.
Can someone tell me what's out this week? Hey-oh.
Alright, welcome to section 4, which is what is out this week. As usual, I will give you the rundown of the most important big games of the week. So I am not going to list the 4,000 games that will come out this week. I'm just picked out the sort of the biggest ones that are noteworthy. And then Jodie, you tell me which one you think is the best that you should watch out for this week. If you have to make a purchase, if you have a gun to your head and you're like, I'm going to buy a game, Jodie will tell you which one to buy. So number 1, we have got Skyforce Reloaded on the Nintendo Switch. So I have this on my iPhone 10. Yes, I have an iPhone 10. You don't need to downvote because I don't have an Android phone and I don't get to customize and I don't get to do illegal practices and I don't get to like put emulators on there and do all this stuff that I don't want to do. I just like making phone calls, sending texts and playing some games. Just make that clear. So you can actually download this on the iPhone. Well, I'm saying the iPhone. You can download it on anything basically, and it is an absolute gorgeous game. It's basically a top-down shooter. Cool little shit, blow stuff up. Good stuff, all those explosions that you like. But you can download it on your phone for free. So this is kind of that, what was it, Gear Club? Yeah. Gear Club Unlimited, the racing game. So it's a similar sort of situation. You can buy it on Switch for £9. In the US, it's probably going to be similar price. Or any other country that you live in, because YouTube is all over the world. So you can download it on your phone for free. I'd recommend you give it a go. And then if you like it, get it on Switch. I'm buying it on the Switch because I absolutely love this game. I've loved this game for years, but they've kind of remastered it, made it all cool. So you got Skyforce Reload, which is cool. Number 2, you've got 3D Golf. Now, Jodie's getting stressed.
Why?
So 3D Golf, it is golf in 3D, but not in 3D. You know what I mean? It's just 3D graphics. It's not like put glasses on them. It's 3D.
It's just ridiculous.
So it's basically just mini golf. And I put it on here because I love crazy golf. I love crazy golf. There's this thing, right? I want to make it clear. There are like 3 genres of games that I never wanted to like. The first one, was golf games. But I tried my best, Jodie, but I love them. Absolutely love them. Mario Golf is the pinnacle of golf games, but I love mini golf games. So this is kind of a mini golf game. Now, I saw the screenshots and stuff and I was like, I'm totally down for this. I'm all in on 3D golf. There is already, I think it's called, I can't remember, it's like Crazy Golf World or something. It's really good. But I saw this and I was like, I'm totally in. And then I saw it was 18 quid and I was like, oh, I don't want to pay 18 quid. So that might be a wait for the sale for me. You're excited for golf games, Jodie?
No. Not at all.
Okay, number 3, the Call of Duty World War II expansion. I think it's called Resistance. It was out yesterday for us.
Yes.
Not for when you're watching this, but that is already out if you want to check that out. Number 4, we've got Dissidia Final Fantasy NT. Now, oh boy, I am a massive Final Fantasy fan, huge Final Fantasy fan, and this kind of brings all the games together in one. And it's basically a 3D fighting game. You run around, you do crazy stuff. It's not like Street Fighter. It's like you run around like an actual open and you fight each other. And you basically get to play.
Like Fortnite, but without the guns.
No.
Okay.
In the same sense, it's a 3D map and you run around it in 3 dimensions. Yes, but it's nothing like.
Okay.
Like fun.
I'm just thinking the.
So just imagine Street Fighter, but it was in 3D.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about. Or if you think about. Pokken Tournament. We played that. It's basically that, but the map's way bigger.
Okay.
But it's like 3 on 3, and you get to play as basically your favourite Final Fantasy characters from each game. Massive, like, super cool. And it's got all that crazy Final Fantasy, like fighting in the sky, jumping around, fall to the ground, go sit, summon runner.
So as you can see, Tim's very excited for this game.
Yeah, but Jodie, I'm going to tell you a secret now. Now this ship was on the PSP, and I bought a PSP just for this game because it was so good. So when I heard it was on the PS4, I was like, I'm down. So what happened after that? You know me, Jodie. I'm quite the fan of collector's editions, Amiibo, all these different things, right?
Yes.
So naturally, I'm like, Square Enix, they're going to do a collector's edition of this game, aren't they? I'm down. So went on the store, got announced. I was like, I'm going to check this out. I'm excited. I'm excited about life, about Final Fantasy. Went on the store, and there's going to be a picture up on the screen right now of what you actually get in this collector's edition. You were talking a steel book, like a 52-page art book, like really small, thin art book. You're talking a bust of one of the characters, so like a little statue about this big. About this big, yeah.
Okay.
Bit of DLC, and then 3 trading cards.
Okay.
How much to talk? How much you reckon for that? Like, how much do you think that's worth?
100 quid.
Max, I mean, I'd argue 80. Really?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm probably stretching it.
Generous,
I'm probably stretching it a bit because of the IP and stuff like it's Final Fantasy. 100 quid. 180 quid. And my mind exploded, and I was like, this can't be serious. And I thought, no, I must be going mental. This bust must be massive. It must be huge. It didn't have dimensions on it, so I was like, no, I'm going crazy. This thing must be like this big, and it must be like crazy good quality. So I naturally went to the old YouTube, which we're currently on right now. Went on the old YouTube, typed in, collector's edition unboxing. They had the developers were unboxing it. No, it's this big. And like the little staff, like the little sword thing it's holding looked like it was bending. And I was like, this is atrocious. The art book's like this thin. And I'm like, how are you charging £180? Like everybody right now, we'll keep this on for you right now while you Google it on your computer or whatever the heck you're on. Put in the Final Fantasy 15 Ultimate Collector's Edition. See what you got in that. And then compare it to this.
It's just ridiculous.
Like, they are proper pushing it. Like, I feel like they're just seeing how much they can get away with. But, like, I was like, there's no chance. And there was, like, loads of people in the comments saying, like, this is a rip-off. And then there was some people like, oh, yeah, I got it. And I pre-ordered it and I'm so excited. And I'm like, how can you justify 180? I've gone way off topic here, but I was so annoyed. I was like...
I bet. I would have been
as well. So what I basically ended up doing was I was going like, I'm not going to buy it. I sometimes do this when I really want like a collector's edition like that. I feel like I'm just wasting money if I buy the game, and so I just refuse to buy it. And I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that to go way down in price because there ain't no way that's selling out. And guess what? It's not selling out. They were like on the video going, "Get your pre-orders in quick! Like our stock's running out." And I was like, "No, it's not. It's absolutely not." I'm like, we are like well into January, and that stock ain't going nowhere for that price. But they pulled the same thing with the Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood expansion. 180 quid for this collector's edition, and I was like, there is no. Again, I was like, the statue has to be huge, and it absolutely wasn't. I've got it over there now. Now you're probably thinking, Tim, you're going to get it stolen. Of it. No, I waited for that to go way down in price, and guess what? It went way down in price, and I picked it up. Picked it up on a deal, so yeah. So I just got rid of that crap.
This is as bad as that time.
Crap again. Are we allowed to say crap? Decide in the comments.
This is as bad as that time when you told me Final Fantasy was bringing out a fishing game.
Oh, that fishing game is dope. It's dope. Can we say dope? Comments. Yeah, of course you can say that. But no, honestly, so good. Like, I played it up for Christmas. You like fishing, like like you get these massive fish right in the VR. You got your favourite Final Fantasy 15 characters stood right next to you cheering you on, right? And then these giant fish like that take up like the whole screen. Goodness. Like, okay, you get a crossbow. You start shooting with a crossbow. It's so good. If you have a PlayStation VR, download Monster of the Deep Final Fantasy 15. It is incredible. The start of it, you're like on this boat, casually fishing near this massive like massive oil tank or something. I don't know. But then like you're just fishing and the screen goes red. This fish comes out right, like ends up like jumping out. It's about the size of like 2 houses on top of each other. It's so good. So good. But that was it. You know what? You're going to find out more now. So the second type of game that I never wanted to like was fishing games. But I love fishing in games.
Just don't understand
Final Fantasy 15 fishing. Like, actually, just in Final Fantasy 15 is incredible. But now you can play it in VR.
just don't understand it. I can understand Animal Crossing fishing. I can understand that.
It's all about the fishing. Fishing in real life, not a chance. I'm not going anywhere near that. Fishing in a game, boss. Wow, we've gone so...
He's that person who sits on the Wii, and do you know when we used to get those plastic things like golf sticks and stuff? He had a fishing rod. You could just imagine him when he's like throwing it and spinning it.
I never bought a plastic fishing rod, but I'm inspired to now, so I can pretend.
Well, they might have it on the new edition.
I said to Jodie, I said this section's going to be quick, but we went to film. This has gone on for long enough.
No section's ever quick with us.
So basically, just City of Final Fantasy, like, it's going to be awesome, but do not buy the collector's. If you buy that collector's edition, like, go away. Go away. Reassess your life, basically. Okay, I am like one of the biggest fans. I've got Final Fantasy stuff all over the place, but no chance am I paying that.
You just can't get rid of it.
Number 5, Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age is coming out on PC on Thursday, which I believe is the 2nd of February. Or is it the 1st of February? 1st of February, sorry. So, Final Fantasy 12 is a great game. Grab it if you've not played it on PS4 or played it on the PS2 back in the day. It's good. It's been out on PS4 and Xbox. Oh no, it's not been on Xbox One, I don't think.
No.
I don't think it has been.
On PlayStation.
But yeah, grab it if you've not played it before. Number 6, Steam World Dig is coming to Switch. Now this has obviously been on everything, but it's kind of noteworthy because Steam. We talked in the past. Steam World Dig 2 sold like crazy on the Switch. Sold 10 times more than it did on PC. Like, what the heck? So the original's actually coming out. They basically saw that when that's done really well. Let's give them the first game. So that's pretty cool. It's a fantastic game if you've not played it before. So grab that. And then finally number 7, which is probably going to be our second reviewed game. It is Shadow of the Colossus remastered on the PS4. So that is it's known as like one of PlayStation's best ever games. It was on the PS2. And I tried to play it on they sort of did a HD release of it on PS3, and the controls were so bad, like just didn't work well. So I've not actually really played it properly, so I'm really excited to try it. But I think that's going to be our next reviewed game.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. So Jodie, as always, out of those 7 games, which one do you recommend for purchase this week?
Call of Duty. The expansion.
Get the expansion. So, and if you've not got the game, you can pick it up dead cheap now because it's past its prime, as they say. But yeah, what I've kind of noticed with Call of Duty is if you ever want to get the expansions, get them in the first year because the player base just drops off the face of the earth after that. Like I tried to go on Advanced Warfare the other day just because I had it downloaded on my Xbox. I thought, why not? Couldn't get on any other game modes apart from Team Deathmatch, and I hate Team Deathmatch. So yeah. That's a good suggestion. So there you go. You have your recommendation for this week. Enjoy. Okay, so we are going to now be moving on quickly to reviews of the week.
Oh, it's time to get funky. The reviews of the week.
All right, welcome to section 5. So this is where we give you some quick fire reviews. So this is usually I'll either give... Before we were literally doing all of our reviews, but we're doing full reviews now, so we don't really need to do that. Yes. This is just my quick first impressions of some games, and then some games that I'm not going to review because I just can't bother. Well, it's not because I can't bother, it's because I can't do 10 reviews a week. I can only do 1 a week. Because I also have a life, which I try to enjoy. Okay, so the first thing, I'm going to give my first impressions of Monster Hunter World.
Okay.
Most review video on CGN, because people love those unboxings. Yeah. Okay, Monster Hunter World. Really quick, if you like Monster Hunter before, you are going to love this one. It is the best in the series. The general gist of every Monster Hunter game is basically you're a hunter and you get to go out in these sort of openish worlds. And they're very much like living, breathing ecosystems. When I say that, it's like if you went into a forest and you saw just how all the animals interact with each other and things. It's basically that's how it works here. So you'll have different food chains. You'll see different animals trying to kill other animals or trying to eat them. You'll have like herbivores that just don't attack anybody and they're very, leave you alone. Yeah. And the idea is you go out and you basically hunt these ginormous monsters, and you can do it with up to four people, and you can all be going at it at the same time. It's so much fun.
Sounds quite cool.
Yeah, so it's basically every time you go out, it's like a boss fight, but then there's different sort of missions that you can do. It might be a collection mission. You've got to go out and collect a bunch of different herbs, or you'll be like tasked with, instead of killing a monster, it'll be like capture it so that you can do like research and stuff. And yeah, it's just loads of fun. So basically, the draw of it then is though let's say you discover a new big massive monster. I'm saying monsters, it's more like dinosaurs, like different kinds of dinosaurs and stuff. That's kind of what they look like. But every time you kill them, you can like sort of scavenge them, and you get different materials. So you might get scales or hides or like fangs and stuff. And then
everything that I ever wanted.
Yeah, and so you collect all those bits, and then you can make armor out of it. So there's basically like there's like an armor set for every single big monster that you find, and you can just keep sort of grinding them, as in like keep fighting it over and over until you get all the materials you want to like make a helmet. So that's kind of the draw. It's that sort of loot system, but like it makes you keep going for it until you get the parchment. It's just like it's really like gets you into it, and it's just like loads of fun. Like I think I spent about an hour and a half just constantly fighting this one monster because I wanted to get all the pieces of armor. So it's really cool. And all the problems that the older games have had, I feel like these have solved them, apart from there is a steep learning curve. Like if you've never played one before, you're going to come in this and you are going to get overwhelmed. But if you can get past that, it'll be like one of your favourite games ever. So for first timers, you might still struggle at the start. I don't feel like the tutorials are that great. It hits you with about 20 tutorials in the space of about 5 minutes. And it's just like literally a text box, and it'll say this. And if you don't remember it. I think there's a menu that actually you can go back through them all, but it takes time. I mean, there's stuff in it that I still don't even get. And I've been playing Monster Hunter for years on the 3DS and things like that. But yeah, it definitely benefits from the better graphics. There used to be like loading screens in between each, like what they called zones. So you might be in a little patch where there's like a lake, and then you'll go to go into a cave, and then it'll load and go into another bit, and it was just a pain. None of that anymore. It's all open, run in and out, have a great time. And the cool thing is like you'll be fighting a monster and there's no like health bar. You actually work out how well you're doing in the fight based on how the animal is actually reacting. So you might see like scars start appearing on it, or it might like lose some of its fur, or it might start limping. Things like that. It's just really clever how it works, and you can work out how far in a fight you are from that. And then eventually it'll try and run away from you, and you've got to chase it through like a level, and it'll try and get back to its nest, where it'll try and rest and get some of its health back. But you like chase it, and then if you get back to its nest and you find it, you can like plant like explosives around it before it wakes up and like explode. It's just like, it's got so much strategy, and it's so fun. And like I said, you can just get 4 people online and play. It's not like Destiny where it's like, oh, this raid that we've done, it's really difficult, so we're not going to match with players. You've got to spend the rest of your life trying to locate people that just happen to want to play like a 10-hour experience right now. It just you can match-make with people like that who want to play the same mission. Just do it. Done. If you're in the middle of a mission and you're struggling, you can shoot a flare into the sky, and it basically opens up your level, and people can just join you and help you out. It's done so well. It's just that learning curve. But I'm like, honestly, I feel like nearly everyone should just give it a go. It is an 18. I'm pretty sure it's an 18. Or is it a 16? I can't see the box from here. It's an 18. It's an 18. So if you're 18 and over, I'd just recommend give it a go. It's just so good and so satisfying.
That's what I'm going to be ordering after this show.
So you can get in on it and start fighting some monsters. The other draw is there's about 15 different weapons. And this is the draw of the game, is that like each weapon completely changes the game, how you fight monsters and everything. So I use these dual blades. So I go, but you can get like a giant bow and arrow that can be your main weapon. You can get a sword that is like literally like big, like 10 times the size of you, and you're like slam down. You can get this staff that like you can be running at a monster, you dig it into the ground, almost like pole vault into the sky, and then like slam down on him. There's like massive guns that you can use. So I'm gonna say it's not like that. There's like, you can like put different elements on your bullets to make them like fire and ice and electric. It's just so deep, and there's just like, you could literally then complete the game, do it all again with a different weapon, or you can just swap them out in between. You're like, oh, I fancy trying a massive axe today. Okay, great. And they all work completely different from each other, so it's just so deep, so good. There's so much replay value. I think like improvements, I'd like to see it be completely open world, in that it'll be like, this is a forest level and you can run around the forest level as much as you want, but then if you want to go to the more ice type level, it'll pull you out and you put into a loading screen. It'll pull you up. I'd love for the whole thing to be completely open world. Like, you want to go back to your home base, it's like you go like finish this mission or whatever, and then it sort of loads you back into that. I'd rather it just be you walk into the home base. So those kind of the improvements I would like to see. But I'm not going to give any sort of score yet because I want you to read the review so you can get the full impressions properly. But just know it's very, very good. And if you've got a PS4 or an Xbox One, go for it.
What have you got it on? You got it on PS4?
I have it on the PS4 Pro because I have the console.
Yeah,
I would have got it on that anyway, mainly because the player base is there. Like, I think you got more security, the more people are going to be playing on there long term.
Yeah.
But just a word of warning, there are a few technical problems. I did have one time where I exited the game and it didn't save. But it wasn't like a big deal. It just didn't save. Like, I just literally created a weapon. So when I went back, I still had all my materials. I just had to make it again. But you can save before you exit. But I thought it was auto-save in there, but it wasn't. But it does. Like, after every mission and stuff, it saves the game for you. It's just like those little bits I didn't realise. Yeah. So, yeah, I noticed the frame rate was dipping. Like, just randomly in between points. And it didn't even seem to be, like, consistent. It just seemed to randomly be dipping. And that was on a PS4 Pro in frame rate mode. So it was like targeting frame rate. So like, I don't know how bad that's going to be on a regular PS4. I don't know what that's, I've heard it's similar on the Xbox One X anyway. So I think that's just the thing they're going to sort out, but just be aware that like, before I put it on frame rate mode, there was actually parts where I was like, I can't deal with this. Like it was that bad. So hopefully that'll get sorted out. But I mean, like when you're actually in game, in the actual part where you're actually fighting monsters, it doesn't really happen as much, and that's where it's important that the frame rate doesn't dip. So, yeah. So Jodie might be jumping on Monster Hunter with me. I'm excited about that. I am so excited about that.
Jumping on that later.
But I'm happy as well because it's been on Nintendo 3DS for years now.
Yeah.
And I feel like this has just brought in a load of people who had either been played it on PS2 or something, or PSP. I feel like this has brought them back, and like people who'd never really heard of it or tried it. I feel like loads of people are trying it now. Definitely. So I feel like this, if you've ever been interested in this series or you've even just seen the trailer or something you're interested, like give it a go. This is the time to jump in. Just get past that little bit of a learning curve at the start and you'll be great. If you can find somebody who's playing it now or has played it for a while and they can explain some of the bits to you.
That's what'll be happening later on, Tim.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If I'm in going, I can't do this bit.
So that's kind of first impressions. So if you want to read the full review, I'm going to be targeting Friday to get it up. So probably Friday evening. So if you go on to www.cgngames.com, it'll come up with our website and you'll probably see the review on the front page. If not, there's a tab on the top that says reviews. Click on that, and this is going to be our first review, so check it out and tell us what you think. So I'm excited for that. See what you think. And if you can guess what my score is, put in the comments what you think I'm going to give it, and let's see if you get it right. That'll be a nice little game, won't it?
Yeah.
Just tell us what you think, what score I'm going to give it. Okay. And then I'm going to do a quick review of the Sea of Thieves beta that just happened. Was it good? Was it not? So this is a game I was kind of interested in, but I was like, at the same time. So I went in there with an open mind. As usual, this was a closed beta, which meant that you needed to pre-order the game in order to play the beta. So naturally, I went on to the old online store, pre-ordered a copy, got my code to do the beta, and then I cancelled the game. So if you wanted to play it, that was the way to get it. And I'm assuming thousands of other people did that. But yeah, so played the beta. The beta was not good. So I'd never played anything to do with this before. I wasn't in like the alpha or anything like that. It just dropped you into this like where there was like a tavern. And it joined you with either, depending on what size ship you put yourself on, it either just joins you with 3 other people or another person, or it was just on your own. Just dropped you in this tavern and just kind of went, work it out. There was like no tutorials, no explanation of what to do. There was no, I mean, like I literally went up, like, so you're in the tavern. I walked up to this, the woman, the bartender, and she was like basically like, what do you want? Like, and I was like, I want a drink, clearly, because I'm a pirate. And then it was like, you need a TAN card for this, and I was like, you're the pub. You have the cups. Why am I having to bring my own cup to get a drink? So it was just really confusing. I walk outside. There's all these shops, and I was like, okay, like, do I need to buy weapons or something? I've got no money. So there's all these shops I can't buy anything from. And then, like, there was a couple of ships. So I was like, which one's mine? So I'm basically like, there's a few people running around, and we just jumped on a ship, and I was like, okay, I'm assuming this guy gets an accordion out, starts playing an accordion. I'm like, I want to play the accordion. How did you do that? So then like there's just stuff happening. Eventually, just jump on this ship, and I was like, I guess this is ours. And then like somebody it's just you running around. Just like, what happened? They just had press X to raise the anchor. So I was like, okay. So I just started pushing this thing around. It raised the anchor. The ship starts going off, and then this guy's driving it, like sort of manning the ship. And I was like, where are we going? I was like, how do we know where we're going? And I think you were supposed to get like a map, which then like gave you like a treasure hunt. I was like, I had no idea how we got it because we had no money. So how did we buy one? We just ended up on this, went up on this island, just jumped off, and I was like, okay. I was like, I have my sword out. I'm ready to do business. I was like, ran off onto the island, running around, and then I was like, turned around, I was like, where is everyone?
Did they leave you on the island?
No, so what? They got off and gone a different way, but the map didn't show you where they were. So I was like, where are they? So I was then just running around this island, trying to find them. I could hear him, but I couldn't find him. So I'm running around. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. This skeleton just like gets up, and I was like, I guess this is happening. So I was just like this with the sword, shot a few shots of my gun. Just went back to the ship because I was like, I'm sick. I can't find him. So I just next minute I just see them like jumping off the side of this like mountain or something. Got back on the ship, went back off, and I was like, well, that happened. Like, what happened? What did we achieve? So then we stop off at this other island, and there was like somebody shooting down like a cannon from the top. So we all get our guns out trying to shoot him, and then I was like, but what are we actually? Why? Like, why are we doing this? And then I just got like one by one people just. So there's only four of us that it matched. Well, 3 people it matches you with. They just got off, so it was just me and this one other guy, and I was like, I don't feel like you know what you're doing. I have no idea, so just quit. So then I was like, you know what? Like, maybe I need to do it on my own. Like, let's try that. Worse experience. Because then I didn't even have the guy who just somehow got a map, which I have no idea how he got it. I didn't even have that. So I just jumped on this tiny boat trying to work out how to sail it. Oh, it was just not good. It was just not good. And it was like, wasn't technically working very well as well. So I didn't have the best experience. I feel like it's built, if you have 4 people who all have microphones and you all play together, I feel like it'd be like the best time. Like me, you and Mike got in on that, and it's cross play between Xbox One and PC, so he's got no excuses like he did with Destiny.
Well, I didn't really have an excuse for that because he's got a PlayStation.
Well, he had a PC as well. That's what we were going on. But never mind. I'll drink away my sorrows at the local tavern that I can't get a drink from because I don't have a cup later. But no, I feel like if we did it together, I think we'd just have such a good time. It looked like it'd be so fun between. But boy, that game needs a tutorial. And if there was a tutorial, I can find it. So my experience wasn't fantastic. I do understand that it's a beta. They did have a lot of technical issues, so they actually made the beta go on an extra 2 days because it was down for a load of time.
Whoa.
But that's what betas are for, to find the problems.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming the game is going to have it's gonna have tutorials. Surely it's gonna tell you what to do. But I did on my second run. I found how to play the accordion, and that's the important part. And I was there going.
You just love pirate games, don't you?
I love Black Flag. Assassin's Creed 4, what a game. So what I'd say is, I mean, I probably would be skipping this game if it wasn't an Xbox Game Pass, which is, again, to me, that's why it's there. I think these games, I think they know and they're not going to sell that well. But like, I'll totally, and I think we should all do it together. I think it'd be a good laugh. Mike can get it on PC. I can get it on Xbox. You could play it on my PC, actually.
Oh, that's true.
So we could make that work.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. So we might do a video on that too, but I think that'd be great. Like us 3 sailing the seas together, not having a clue where we're going, but having a great time doing it. So there you go. That's been our short reviews for this week. So we're going to go into our final bit. This is a long video, but to be fair, it's our first one back. So this is
Topic of the week.
Okay, welcome back to our final section, which is topic of the week. And our topic is related to Xbox One Game Pass, which we said before.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested because I think I have a very different perspective than you on like how we operate with video games.
Yeah.
So first question is digital versus physical. Do you prefer digital games or do you prefer having your games physically? And then secondly, we're going to kind of look at this story that kind of developed out the back of end of all this, where some retail stores are really not happy about this move. Obviously, means sales dips for them, but like, do we need game retail stores anymore? Like, are they not needed? So, first question first, Jodie. Digital or physical? What do you prefer?
Physical copy.
Why is that? Explain yourself.
Because I like the fact that the box, because at my house, the box sits on a shelf with all the others, and people come over and they go, "Oh, have you got that game?" And I go, "Yeah, do you want to go?" "Yeah, okay." Instead of turning the PlayStation on, give him the remote and go, "Yeah, which one do you want to play on?" You know what I mean? I'd rather have him look at the boxes and go, "Oh yeah, oh wait there, no, you got that one." I'm like, "Yeah, pick one, you can do it." Because I just find it really confusing when it's all there in front of you and you're going for miles through this entire thing, like trying to find like the game that you want to play.
Okay.
So that's why I want physical versions.
Like all your PS3 games, do they live next to your PS4 games, or
I don't have any.
So all the PS3 games you had, you just sold them all, so you don't have any more. Okay, interesting. So you might be thinking, what's Tim's perspective? Now, this is the interesting part. It's like Tim loves collector's editions, so surely he likes physical games. That's the natural belief, isn't it?
It is.
That, however, is not the case. I do love collector's editions for games that I like. I really like. Now you see, right? I've gone through a weird transition over the last couple of years.
I know. I've seen that weird
The transition is I was all about physical games. Every game had to be physical. Digital was way off the table, and that's just the way I rolled. And it was mainly because I liked having a big collection that I could see and I could display, and it was the whole thing. Then I discovered that I don't have unlimited space, especially in this room now where we have our office and everything, and there's only so much stuff I can put out. So the transition I've made it's really started, I think it was not the Christmas that's just gone, the Christmas before that. I started to discover the convenience of never having to put a disc in my console again. So I'm sat there on my sofa having a great time, let's say on Uncharted. And I go, you know what? I wouldn't mind having a few matches on Call of Duty. I don't have to move. I do not have to move. I don't have to get up. I don't have to find the box. I don't have to make sure the disc is clean in case it's got a little nick on it that makes it give you all problems. I don't have to load it in. I don't have to get the other disc out and put it back in the case and then put that game back. I mean, I'm making out that this is the worst thing ever and all you do is put a disc in. But when you've discovered the joy of just jumping onto another game without moving, it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And now I think this is a big way that like how I game. I like to switch in between a load of games, which is why this is actually really hard for me to do reviews one after each, because I have to play a game straight through now, where I'm so used to like jumping between 5 different games, so I'm just playing one game all the way through. But I like to just jump on and like I'm gonna have a quick match on Overwatch, or I'm gonna play a quick game of Rocket League. I like being able to switch in between things quickly, and it is a massive space saver. So I can only display the limited boxes. So basically, any other boxes I get, I have to take the discs out, put it into like a sleeve, like with like a thing that holds them all, and then all my extra boxes have to go in the loft now, and it's just a pain. It's just an absolute pain. Now that's not the only rule. You see, Nintendo games though, boxed.
Just don't understand.
You see, like Nintendo games tend to hold the value significantly more. Like they don't go down in price.
So just because of their value.
So that's part of it. That's part of it. But I love the artwork on Switch cases as well. Generally, if you open them up, it has like really nice artwork behind, like on the inside. Whereas like PS4 boxes, it's like there's just nothing there.
Just white.
And on top of that, the boxes are way smaller. Obviously cartridges are like this big, not discs like this big. So it's just cool. But then it doesn't just end there, because then basically I try to get bigger games physically so I don't use up as much hard drive space. But then games like Splatoon 2, which is like multiplayer games, downloaded that one so I can just play a quick game whenever I want. So when it comes to the Switch, it's very complicated for me. Very complicated. But for everything else, download all day long. I even got the collector's edition of Assassin's Creed Origins. I sold the physical version, downloaded the downloadable version when it was on sale. I actually made a little bit of money. But yeah. So it's quite complicated for me, but I think I am definitely in that moving to a digital future. And I know there's a lot of people who are resistant. To that. But I'm sorry, it's the future. And like, it's especially like, I went to like the midnight launch of some Call of Duty games, getting back at like 2 o'clock in the morning. You think 2 hours to get it, but it took 2 hours. Whereas like, I can have it pre-installed before it even hits midnight. As soon as it hits midnight, guess what? I'm playing.
See,
come at me, bro! Come at me!
I understand it from that side, but I don't go to 12 o'clock midnight launches. I just don't.
That's because you're lame. You're lame. You don't want to play the game as soon as it drops.
No.
I was there. Oh, that was best. Final Fantasy 15. So excited for that game. So I had the collector's edition come in, and I was like, I want to play it at midnight. Downloaded it. Sold. Why? Well, do I still have the disc for that? I might do. I think I lent it to Mike, and he didn't give me it back. So yeah.
No, I just.
So I'm sorry, like this is the thing though. This is where it's going. This is where life is going.
Oh no, generally it's going to go.
It makes me fear for where collector's editions are going to go though. Because if it's all digital, are we going to lose collector's editions? Don't take that away from me. Don't take it away from me. So the question that comes off the back of this. So obviously, what I find fascinating about all this is when Xbox One was announced, they were like, basically you buy a game, you can't sell them again. They were basically pushing for an all-digital future, really, where you had to always be online. Everybody kicked off, hated it, said it was the worst thing ever, everyone refused to buy it. Now they're doing this Xbox One Game Pass thing. It's kind of bringing it back to that, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I think it's going to get to the point when there's been a lot of conversations about will games only end up on Game Pass. And I don't know if whether that will fully happen, but I think it will eventually go all digital. So the reason I brought this up is because there was this article, you can read it on IGN, where basically there was an undisclosed... was it IGN? I can't remember if they just cited it. It might have been Polygon it got put on. Okay. I know there's a lot of people that don't like polygons, so don't start eating my head off because of that. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. But basically, there was an undisclosed retailer, like independent retailer. He basically wrote... it was like commented on a bunch of stuff to do with this, and they were literally kicking off. And this is where I was like, I'm going all digital now. Screw you, scumbags. Because basically it was like, what they basically said is like, we're not going to stock Xbox games anymore because like we think it's ridiculous that they're doing this and they're not supporting us. Why does Xbox need to support you? That doesn't help them out, you selling their games secondhand. But I'm not saying that that's good. I'm just saying like, why would they help you? But they were like, why would people buy a game from us for £14 when they can get it on Xbox Game Pass for a tenner?
It's true.
It's true. But they were like, so basically they were going like, we don't want Xbox Game Pass anymore. Like this shouldn't happen because we won't make our extra pounds on the side. And I was just like, what a scumbag move. So basically what you're saying is, like, screw all of everybody who buys games because we want to make an extra £2 or £3. And I was like, nah, mate. Nah. So I'm like, it got me to that point where I was just like, you're so anti-consumer. Like Xbox is actually going like, here's a great deal. And you're basically going, no, you shouldn't do that because then that's not great for us. And I'm like, we're the ones who are giving you the money. But at the same time, I'm like, if you had a choice, but if there was one game on Game Pass that you wanted to play and you had the option of buying it for £12 or paying a tenner for the subscription for that 1 month, what would you do? I'd buy it. I'd pay the extra £2 and own the game. So I was like, it wasn't even a smart argument. I was just like, what the heck? So that's my question. Like, when there's practice like that and that's the way they think, do you think we actually need game stores? And is that like beneficial to us? That's my question.
Well, it depends, doesn't it?
On what?
If you like to collect this, that's what it comes back to. Because if you liked him and you don't mind getting the digital, and then the day that your PlayStation crashes,
Don't
You don't
forget about
have
those
them.
collector's editions. It crashes, it's fine, you just get a new PS4, re-download them all. If your disc breaks, you don't get a new copy of that game, Jodie.
Yeah, no, that's why I don't lend them out to people. It's very true. I don't.
Oh, but you'll borrow mine.
Oh, yeah, that's because I know that I'm not going to break it. So, it's one of them. I enjoy going to a game store, but when I go to the game store, the actual game store itself, it's just so expensive. Like, it's just ridiculous how expensive stuff is. And then you go to like Granger Games, that's in the UK. Don't know if it's anywhere else.
I don't think it is.
Well, Granger Game that's in the UK. You go around the corner to them, and it's like half the flipping price. You're like, so.
I want to point out she said flipping there.
Flipping.
We say flipping a lot, and people are like, "Did they just swear?" We didn't.
We didn't swear. We promise.
But yeah, I know what you mean. So, but then the question is for me, because then I'm not even arguing that discs shouldn't exist, because I'm not like I said, I actually like collecting Nintendo Switch games. I actually just like collecting them as a set.
Yeah.
Like I have the look there. I've got quite a lot. My question is more like, do we actually need these physical game stores when you can buy your games on Amazon for like way cheaper? So I'm like, why does the game store exist? Not game the company. I mean like games store in general.
I'll just use it as an example.
So I'm like, why do we need them? Why are they there? Other than just to overprice on games.
It's true. I don't.
I mean, there's some things that are like handy where it's like, if I want to get something that day, I can check they have it in stock and then go and pick it up. But then you have Amazon Prime now, which gives you stuff in 2 hours. So I'm like,
what do you do? That's the question.
So I'm kind of in that point where I'm like, don't get me wrong, like, you take away game stores from me, I have nothing to shop for anymore. I hate clothes shopping. I hate shopping for anything really. But like,
I'm like that.
I love that I can get to go to a game store and just check stuff out, and even sometimes find some gems or some like cool little merchandise. But like, really, apart from that when I go shopping with my wife, I actually have somewhere to enjoy myself. Apart from that, like, I'm like, I just don't get what the point is.
Are you this type of husband that goes, right, love, you go here, and I'm going to go to the game shop?
Yeah, you see, I'm the type of husband that suggests that, but then she's the type of wife that goes, no, you're holding the clothes while I go and look at more.
Yeah.
So I basically look like a coat rack while she's looking around. So it's one of them where I'm like, I'm not. I think a few years ago I was like, oh no, I don't want them to go away. Yeah. But now I'm like, oh, just go away.
It is true. There is no need for them, and I think the stores themselves are actually starting to see that. But it's one of them.
The thing is on Amazon as well. Like, if you are on Amazon Prime, like, I totally recommend. I resisted Amazon Prime for years. Join it. It's so good. So, like, the thing is with Amazon Prime as well. So you get the streaming services and the music and all that stuff, which is great. But you actually get. So you get a lot of the time you get the cheapest price on pre-ordered games. But then if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get an extra £2 off every pre-ordered game that you get. So it's just like, when I can do that, why would I go to game and spend stupid amounts of money on stuff? And like, sometimes you just get grilled. Like they try and sell you all this extra stuff. Do you want to protect your disc for £1? No, because the disc should just work anyway.
And the worst thing is, if you're a woman and you go into game stores, they think they can just rip you off completely.
Oh gosh.
It's just unbelievable. I went into a game store, not going to mention which game store it was, but I went into the game store and they were like, oh, what are you looking for? And I was like, I'm after Mario Kart for the Wii, for the kids, for the youth. And they went, oh, right, okay. Well, we don't actually sell Wii games anymore, but we've got this, this, and this. And I'm like, no, I've got a Wii for the kids, not PlayStation 4, not an Xbox One, a Wii. And they're like, oh, what about a Wii U? And I went, what don't you get? A Wii, not a Wii U. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's one of them.
Yeah. I've seen it where I think I told you before. Like, I've seen a parent go in and they were basically asking, can I get FIFA for the Xbox 360? And they were like, no, they don't make it anymore. The box was right behind him. I was like, he's right there. And then they tried to sell her a full-on Xbox One with, like, this was for a kid. Like we're talking like under 10. True. Tried to sell him an Xbox One S, I think it was. Some overpriced bundle with Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm like, this is for a kid. And that's your suggestion. When the Xbox 360 game you talk about is right behind you. Are you messing?
So true. It's just dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful.
But that's the thing. Like that's why I'm just like, well, that's not the reason. But I'm just like, you can get all this stuff on Amazon, even on Games Online. Games Online store is cheaper and better than the actual stores. It's like, what's the point?
I buy most of my consoles off the online store than I do in the shop because it's just cheaper.
So crazy.
I don't think we need the shop.
So it's one of them where I'm like, I'm sad they're going because it's like, it's one of those things we've grown up with. I remember there was nothing better than on Boxing Day. After you got some money for Christmas, I'd run down to Game and pick up some games that were on sale. Like Boxing Day sales used to be so good and they're just not really anymore. My favourite one.
Unless you go to Next and all them places.
Well, obviously I don't. And there used to be HMV, which is like just disappeared now.
They've got one in town.
I know.
In the town centre.
They sell his music now, which is what they were supposed to in the first place.
Yeah, they had a little bit of like, they have a little game section, but it's just expensive.
It's way more expensive.
It's like, you think game's cheap compared to HMV?
Yeah. One of my fondest memories though was one year, went down to Game after Christmas, Boxing Day, and I picked up NBA Street Volume 3 on the GameCube. Incredible game. You could play as Mario, Luigi and Peach on a team doing street basketball with the pros, and I think I got that with like two other like quite new GameCube games. Cost me like 15-20 quid. I had the best Boxing Day ever. So it's like part of my childhood, but I'm like, I just think they've gone away. I don't like, and I remember they used to have like loads of retro games and stuff you could buy as well. All that's gone. So yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Sad times. So yeah, so that was our first week back from Christmas. It went really long, but you know, extra stuff for you. But yeah, it's been fun catching up, seeing what the hap is. I don't usually say that. I just wanted to say it for today.
You're not young anymore, Tim.
Whoa! How old do you think I am? Say in the comments.
He's in his 30s. Just what I tell you.
That is so not true. Like,
it's not a promise.
Right. We're gonna give first 10 people to guess. I will then disclose my age.
Okay.
Or they could just go on Facebook and find out, probably. But anyway, let's see if you can get it right. Okay, and so we will see you next Thursday for episode 8. Episode 8, wow.
We will make it to 10 at some point.
And next week we're going to have a few more interesting topics. We do like to bring some sort of moral topics into the scene, and there's a few things that we've sort of thrown ideas around about what we want to talk about. So next week will be really interesting and a bit more personal, I would say. Okay. A little bit more personal. We're going to dig a bit deeper. But I hope you've enjoyed this longer, exciting episode. And we will see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and check us out on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. And don't forget to check out www.CGNgames.com for all the cool stuff. And of course, I can't believe I completely forgot, we have actually finally just put up our Game of the Year awards on the website. So check out that article. It's really cool. We spent a lot of time making it look awesome. So it looks boss. It looks boss. But you can see what our Game of the Year is. We will be putting up the video that we did actually record just before Christmas, which then we thought we lost, but we recovered. So we'll be putting that up later, but check it out on the website. So www.CGNgames.com. Check out that article, and then on Friday, don't forget to check out the review of Monster Hunter World. So that'll be our first review. So it's been great seeing you, and we will catch you next week.